Come on board Expedition Barefoot this week as we share with you the cruising area where services to cruising yachts are absolutely the best in the world, and you'll be so surprised what they offer out here. And discover amazing places and a cruising playground that rivals the best in the world, and a special What's Up Doc segment that is a miraculous treatment for aging knees. We are John and Ellie, the Barefoot Doctors, sailing and travelling around the globe. Join us as we share the adventure and explore the beauty of the world, because life is better barefoot.
We're going off to see Cleopatras, her mum, this morning. We're going early before the crowd gets there.
So this is where Cleopatra spent all her time in relaxation, recovering from the stresses of being queen. Mark Anthony built this place for her, and she spent a lot of time here recuperating, resting, and this was her retreat right here. So it's pretty amazing to think that what we're looking at here, Cleopatra herself actually looked at. She may have touched these walls, but she spent a lot of time here, so one would think that the energy of Cleopatra is still here. And just looking around, back in the day, it would have been quite magnificent. I mean, all that's left now is some rubble and some walls and that, but you can still get a feeling of the opulence and how beautiful it would have been. Absolutely glorious to see these ruins, and it's really surprising that they haven't been preserved, or that you're still allowed to actually swim around and touch the ruins and touch the rocks.
And there's no entry fee?
There's no entry fee.
So this would be the double massage room where Mark Antony and Cleopatra had a couples massage.
They say this is the reason why she was so beautiful, is because she spent so much time having beauty treatments and relaxing and spa. We're going to take home a little bit of Cleopatra's beauty with us. What do you reckon?
Good luck with that.
You have to come early in the morning to avoid all the tourists. And it's just absolutely serene and beautiful and flat calm in the morning. So that would be the best time to come, that I would reckon. So let's go back home, back to Expedition Barefoot for some breakfast. So we've got action stations here after we've been to Cleopatra's mum. We've got Cot setting the table. We've got John on napkin duty. We've got Peter on crepe mixing. Beautiful day outside.
Beautiful day inside.
Beautiful day inside. So this is Rick's first attempt, drum roll, pancake patrol. Can he do it? Or will he? Nope, I think he's doing it. He's getting underneath. It's going out. He's done it! He has done it! Oh, well done. There we have places everyone. You can either do banana, which is really nice with Nutella, chocolate over there. That's really nice together. Or strawberries, and strawberries with anything.
Also, banana's really nice with some cinnamon. Strawberries is lovely with strawberries and some of that zhushi cream, and also Nutella. That chocolate's really nice together. Lemon and honey is a really nice combo.
Or all together.
Or all together, doesn't matter.
We've also got rose jam, which is really nice.
Maple syrup.
Vermont maple syrup. That's actually given to us by our friend in Vermont.
Thank you, James. And that yogurt there is really nice as a palate cleanser, which is cherry yogurt with rose aftertone. With a little bit of mint on any of those is a nice combo anyway.
So can we eat and stop talking?
Oh yeah, and you can do sprinkling. You can do sprinkling of a little bit of icing sugar on top of
everything,
too, which is always really nice. Okay, on the pizza.
Stick in. Hey.
So what are you having? You're having actually day-old fruit that's had the day to stew in its own juices. Is really good for crepes because it's nice and soft and the juices all blend. And I'm having fresh fruit with maple syrup on top. And Trove's having, what are you having, strawberry and banana or and Nutella. Way to go, Idaho. Strawberries, banana, chocolate, Nutella. And I've just done
Maple
some
syrup.
cheeky cream and some maple syrup on top.
So as we're sailing around Göcek Bay and down the turquoise coast, let's just share with you some of the details about how the weather in Turkey is so much different from sailing in the Greek islands. During the summer in the Aegean, it is characterized by regular Meltemis, which are storms coming down from the north, funneling between Turkey and Greece, created by a low pressure system on one side and a high pressure system on the other. Everyone who has sailed in Greece knows these storms, and they can be particularly fierce and unfortunately are quite regular in the height of the summer. So every few weeks you are running for cover to find a protected anchorage or a protected bay where you can sit out the 2 or 3 days or sometimes 5 days as the Meltemi rolls through. Now this part of Turkey around Bodrum, Marmaris and Fethiye is just around the corner from where the Meltemis are blowing. But this area is completely unaffected by these Meltemis because there are high mountains that appear to funnel the winds away to the south. And the only winds that come around this corner are very mild and gentle. So while it might be blowing 40 or 50 knots in the Aegean, we are sitting here with 5, 10 and 15 knots of wind only. It is absolutely glorious. In our 3 months of sailing so far in Turkey, we only had 3 days of bad weather, which is just phenomenal. So as we keep saying, oh, what lovely weather, you know what we're referring to, because it may well be blowing a Meltemi down through all the Greek islands.
While we're enjoying taking the Patreons around Göcek Bay, let us show you the geography and why this is such a wonderful cruising ground that we love so much. The distance from Fethiye to Göcek is only about 10 miles, and then the distance from Göcek to Yasaka Adaleri is only 3 miles. The bottom of Göcek Bay is only about 8 miles from Göcek town. So all of these distances are so easy to cover in just one single day. Yasaka Adaleri has stunning beaches and multiple anchorage sites where you can tie up stern to the shore. There are even mysterious ancient underground ruins which you can clearly see from the air, and this is a popular stop for day trippers. The next island south of Terrasain Adasi, which is an absolutely amazing, well-protected bay, like every sailor's dream, along with a restaurant that you can tie up to on their pontoon. You just have to eat at the restaurant that night and you can stay on their pontoon. This place is a very famous boat building centre, with a history of boat building going back to the Roman and Greek times and extending all the way through to the Ottoman Empire only a few hundred years ago. This place takes your imagination back to those days, and I can almost hear the echoes of the hammers banging on the planks of wood under construction. These guys were known to build the fastest boats in the Mediterranean, and they built galleys, warships and merchant ships, and this area was the key to the Ottomans' naval successes. They continue to work on boats here today, but this is now only for locals and pleasure boats.
Passing several more islands and wonderful anchorages, it's hard to decide which one to visit first. Cruising these calm waters, we get down to Seagull Bay. A large seagull created in the rocks on the shore gives it its name, and again, there's another cute restaurant here with a pontoon. Same deal, you just need to eat at the restaurant. But this one had a bonus of an authentic local shaman that we chatted to for ages. From here, there is a walk that takes a few hours up to an ancient town of Liddy, which also gives you a spectacular view over the sea. But depending on the heat, it could turn into a long crawl home. These are Lycian ruins, which were the people that would rather die or suicide than be taken captive. Well, it's not surprising they've become extinct. And just around the corner from Seagull Bay is Cleopatra's Hammam, which we've already seen. But going up the coast on the other side, we have multiple more bays again, from Tomb Bay with a couple of cute little restaurants and tombs on the mountains. I stared at them for ages thinking how difficult it must have been to actually get up there, take your tools and carve on the rock face. There's also a famous painting of a fish on a rock on the north side. Meals here are absolutely spectacular with the freshest produce, and nothing beats the burst of colour of a sunrise over the glassy water. There are several more anchorages as you head northwards. Another bay that was really lovely is Boys Nuz Buku. That took me a while to get the hang of that name. Where you can anchor in good holding in mud or tie up to the restaurant pontoon and have yourself a very romantic evening.
You've got to put your lips like this, just so, otherwise it doesn't sound right. Honey, where are we?
Well, we are in Boy Nuz Buku because they've got it in front of me, but it's really hard to remember these difficult names. Boy Nuz Buku.
No, you've got to put your lips like this.
Boy Nuz Buku. And the correct pronunciation of this is Boy Nuz Buku?
Yes, Boy Nuz Buku.
Boy
Nuz Buku.
Nuz Buku, okay, Boy Nuz Buku, I got it right.
You've got to have your lips in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of what you do in Turkey. Choose your entrees.
Lots to eat, great seafood, and a very protective bay. Happy days. And now a word from the good doctor for anyone with dodgy knees.
Today I had something done which I think is a very important procedure because it works really well. I have had wearing out of my knee joints, so osteoarthritis of my knees. I get grinding when I move my knee and it gives me pain. And over the years, obviously, this is from rugby in the past and long distance running. Played a lot of tennis, a moderate amount of squash and quite a lot of rugby when I was young. So my knees have taken a bit of a pounding. So they are wearing out and they are rough and grind and they get more painful the more you use them. And I've gone through periods over the years of increasing pain, and this is obviously very, very common. But there's one procedure that allows you to avoid the disease progressing, which is called PRP or platelet-rich plasma. So I have found really, really valuable. I had a time when we were sailing the French canals on a canal boat, and we were doing a lot of cycling, and I was being woken up every single night with knee pain, and I was limiting what cycling I could do. When I got home to Australia at the end of that trip, I got PRP to my knees, and within a couple of weeks my knee pain went away completely and I could go back to cycling, really back to normal. The exciting thing about PRP is it actually repairs the surface of your joint, or the surface, the meniscus or the cartilage inside your knee gets repaired, whereas life just constantly wears it out. So this is one thing that can actually reverse the process of aging. So what they do is they take blood from your arm, they spin it down, and they get what's called the buffy coat, which is the bit when you spin down blood, you get red cells at the bottom, you get plasma at the top, and in the middle is called the buffy coat. And this is where all the platelets and all the stem cells settle when you spin blood. So you suck up that buffy coat plus the plasma, inject those stem cells into your knees. Because stem cells can become any form of tissue, they then grow new cartilage when it's into your knee, they grow new ligaments when it's into your shoulders or your Achilles. So this is really remarkable. I've now had it done about 4 or 5 times, and each time I've had an increasingly severe problem. The first one was unable to cycle. The second one I was having so much knee pain I couldn't jog anymore. So again, after my PRP that time, I could jog and keep up my training. So I've had PRP just an hour or 2 ago, and basically they inject the needle underneath the kneecap and into the knee joint, and so that allows the PRP to go into the whole knee joint, and obviously where it lands on the cartilage or the menisci, which are the bits between the bones and the bone surfaces, it heals those surfaces. So yeah, the first time as I said, I was waking up in the middle of the night 2 or 3 times, having to take anti-inflammatory tablets and painkillers to get back to sleep. So it really was severe.
And then within 3 weeks...
I didn't have to take any more tablets. I'm hoping that this sort of procedure will either dramatically delay my progress to needing surgery or completely eliminate it. We'll have to see, but certainly this dramatically improves your function, reduces your pain, and improves performance. It's not a particularly cheap procedure. Yeah, it's much cheaper than having your knees operated on, but the benefit is enormous. So from the sailing perspective, when you have limited movement of your joints, there are a few things you start struggling with, and that's really critical in boats. You have to be able to crawl into engine compartments and get down on your knees and take weight on your knees. You have to climb up out the back from the water onto the boat. That puts a lot of strain on your knees, and you have to be able to go up the mast. Getting your knees to function properly so you can do all of these things is really, really important for a sailor. So, if you are finding yourself starting to be restricted by your knee function, then I would certainly recommend go and get your knees done. Hopefully that was useful for you all, guys. That brought to you by Barefoot Doctors Sailing. And any other questions about anything, write them in comments below and be more than happy to talk about it. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.
So what a great area to visit. Short distances, very interesting places, almost at every corner. And the high level of safety because they are all protected by high mountains and no tides to deal with. And we couldn't believe it because also when you're sailing in this area, you have access to daily supermarket boats where you can buy all your daily groceries by jumping into your dinghy and driving over to the boat and buying your fresh bread, eggs, milk, and a whole full range of groceries. A luxury, saving you the trip all the way back to town. But wait, there's more. Not only that, but they are all so organised here that you can also get water delivered to your boat, rubbish taken away, and your black waste sucked out. So not only that, but you can also buy little luxuries off boats that cruise around selling their goods like ice cream, coffee, cappuccinos, crepes, and even stuffed mussels, which we may or may not have bought all the above. I call it supporting the local industry. As you can see, there are so many reasons why we absolutely love cruising in this area, where you can stay out on your boat for extended periods of time and never have to go back to town for supplies. But as we have sundowners on the boat and watch the sunset after seeing almost all of Gocheck Bay, tomorrow we sail across the bay to a spectacular place called Oludenis and the exciting Santa Claus Island, and yes, he really did live there. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to be a part of an exciting way to save lives around the world, join our Patreon family and get up close and personal with us. And we'll see you in the next episode.